a forbidden romance that ends in murder. Silence, despite her suspicions. Lies to conceal the truth from her family, her friends, the police, and ladies and gentlemen, even to a jury. That is what the evidence in this case will show about the defendant in this case, Andrea Sneiderman, and her relationship with Hemi Newman, her boss, her lover, and the man that murdered her husband, Rusty Sneiderman. The evidence will show how their relationship ended in the murder of her husband. The evidence will show that she suspected Hemi Newman immediately. And the evidence will show, ladies and gentlemen, that she lied throughout the investigation and throughout the trial of her husband's murderer. That is what the evidence will show. The evidence will show, ladies and gentlemen, that the defendant was married to Russell Sneiderman. He was affectionately known as Rusty. And they had a young girl, Sophia, and a young boy, Ian. In the year of 2010, they were entering their 10th year of marriage. And ladies and gentlemen, you'll hear in April of that year, she took a job with General Electric, GE, as a quality systems manager. This was the first time that she'd had a job in corporate America. In fact, the evidence will show, ladies and gentlemen, up until this point, she worked out of a home office as a consultant. So she was excited about this new phase of her life. She was starting a new job. And you'll hear evidence, ladies and gentlemen, that at that job, her boss or her supervisor at GE was a man by the name of Hemi Newman. Hemi Newman became her mentor almost immediately. And you'll hear that he gave her assignments and responsibilities that were rewarding to her. They were professionally fulfilling to her. And you'll also hear, ladies and gentlemen, that their mentorship and their work relationship quickly turned into a friendship. And during this friendship, you'll hear that they shared things about personal matters as well as work-related matters with one another. You'll hear, ladies and gentlemen, that she embraced the new challenges of her job. And the evidence will show that they began traveling together for work almost immediately. In fact, in May of 2010, just 1 month into her new job, they took their first trip together to Melbourne, Florida. And you will hear that this was the first of several trips they took throughout the course of that summer. Ladies and gentlemen, the evidence will show over that summer and during these trips, the friendship developed into a romantic relationship. And this relationship, it included romantic emails, poems, dinner, wine, dancing, kissing. That's what the evidence will show. And you'll also see, ladies and gentlemen, that throughout this relationship, she started to experience conflicting feelings. You see, at one minute, you'll see she was completely in with him. She'd be involved in this behavior with him, and then all of a sudden, she'd start to pull back. She'd stop and say, well, we can't do this. And in fact, ladies and gentlemen, you'll hear it in her own words through an email that she sent to Hemi, where she acknowledges that she's conflicted internally. she's having to struggle between anger and selfishness.